Meet Mark. If this ain't a dirty job, I don't know what a dirty job is. Building a mold for a hot rod C-cab, 23 C-cab. Here it is. Exciting day here. We've been working on this for weeks. This is actually about a month's worth of work. What we do next now is we'll clean this up. This will be wet sanded, this will be buffed, and everything will be polished up and waxed and waxed and waxed and waxed. Yep. And what we do is we hope when we actually build a part in this, we spray it with gel coat. That the new gel coat does not stick to the old, there's a tooling gel on here. Otherwise it will just be one solid part and not come apart. We got the molds built, but it's not like if you painted your house with more house paint and tried to peel that paint off, it wouldn't happen. What we got here is gel coat. When we build a part, this is gel coat. We sure don't want the part to stick in the mold. So what they've been doing, they've been diligent about wet sanding and getting it cleaned up and waxing. Brandy, you got what, 10 coats of wax on here? And we got a buff, and hopefully we're about ready to build a part here this afternoon. We got a gel coat? Yeah, we should be ready. Well, I went home and I was relaxed a little bit, got something to eat, and was watching Mike Rowe. And he was interviewing somebody, and obviously he doesn't do dirty jobs anymore, but he's got Mike Rowe Works, the foundation, and I've just highly respected what he does, and talks about the value of hard work. You can be smart and work hard and just get a lot out of life. You don't have to go to college and have a huge debt and basically nothing to show for it and no job skill. So I thought about that video that I did years ago, and 16 years ago to be exact. So that's the video you just watched. That was before digital, and we were doing a lot better videos back then. Bob Ketchum and Cedar Crest Studios, he was doing our video. So anyway, there it is. It's a C-cab mold. 16 years later, I wonder how many C-cabs we've built out of this thing. There's one in it right now. It's somebody's dream. I don't know who's going to get it, but whoever does, the body's built. It's in the mold. I was looking at that mold as we were building it going, man, I wish it was in that kind of shape again. But anyway, I thought it was pretty exciting. And now that we're writing a curriculum for automotive curriculum and working with a couple schools, Barron County ATC, and schools up in Evansville, working with the frog polishers to build that. Got thinking about Mike Rowe again. Man, how awesome would it be to have him at least acknowledge or see what we're doing with, or trying to do with the schools and the trades. It's right up the line of what he's doing in a much larger way. But so I come in this evening for a couple hours, and man, we've got a few more molds than we had back in the day. 16 years ago seems like so long ago, but it wasn't that long. So there it is. Matter of fact, this was our original 23 or 27 mold with no doors. Our original 23 mold didn't have doors either. I've showed you all that one, how we added the door jamb pieces into it after the fact. Eric went and built that and put the floor in it. We got to pull it out of the mold. I think this one's sold. I don't know the name on it, but you can see the floor's been added after the fact. And once we pull the outside mold off, we can knock those those doors, the door jambs out. But I need to make another mold for this. The tops, we don't have just one hard top now, we've got two. We've got an extended and a regular. Building the rotisseries for all of them. Oh, and here's the Model A. I need to put a dash in this one. We've got to install the dash after the fact. It'd make it so much easier for us to do that. A lot of cars. I'm anxious to get up into the glass shop. Shapes is, everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, and one of my strengths is creating shapes. And we have a lot of molds at this point. There's another storage room full of molds. But one of my strengths is creating shapes, and probably if you diagnose me, I've got dyslexia and double ADD too, so I'm hyperactive and see everything inside out, upside down, and backwards. So that helps me in my job. It's not a bad thing. It's just I look at things different than some people. Yeah, here's our mold for, I believe this is a regular top on a hard top. We made it look like a soft top, but it's a hard top. You can upholster it. Oh, and we need to, yeah. So I got thinking, this is a new way of doing it. This is a kind of a different material, but it's a closed mold system. You actually just lay the material in, and you can either do a silicone bag. There's some silicone bags. I tried doing some. It was like a learning curve experience. And you have to have channels and troughs for the air to go through. I started making that with wax on here. So this is going to be a plug of some sort at some point, I think, to make a dock box thing. So yeah, I'd like to really get focused in production. Still got a few days on my DIY, a challenge, and the big challenge right now is get the turnkeys out that have been on the books. Originally, we didn't do turnkeys. I've always built cars. I can't say that since I was in high school. But originally, our reasoning for doing turnkeys was to help us on our engineering. It's one thing to build a body like this. So you build a body for a 32.5 window, but does it fit? Does it fit on the frame? Does the steering fit? There's a lot of issues that go with a car, and you really don't find them until you build it. So that was the main purpose for building the cars, turnkey. And then it just kind of, for whatever reason, it got out of control there for a minute when I wasn't around, and we had so many on the books. So we just need to get them done, which is a priority. But at the same time, we've got to keep production going. And if I come over here, you can see this is that Model A Roadster. This is the one we just delivered to that school. I don't have the dash in the mold. I have to put the dash in after the fact every time. It takes me, and I'm kind of fairly skilled at it, a good 5 or 6 hours to get it done in and complete. If I build that on this car, which I plan on doing, putting the car back in the mold, putting some flanges in it, and building it in the mold while we're building the car in the first place, it's a one piece. It will save hours. It will probably save 5 hours every time we build this car. And that's a priority. If it takes me 10 or 12, 15 hours to do the plug and add it to the mold, time well spent. And it's tough to find anybody right now that actually is I wouldn't call it tool and die making, but a plug maker, mold maker. We have lots of different seats, lots of different parts. So many that I don't even remember what they all are sometimes. But sometimes we might make something just for a one-off, but so this would be a dash for a 34. Lots of different parts and pieces. So anyway, this is kind of an after-hours version, and with the build coming up in Indiana at the Frog Follies. Getting really excited about doing that. Getting really excited about working with the kids. Want to make a big deal out of it. Getting really excited about doing a spirit reunion there. Already got a commitment by quite a few people. Need to get the word out. So if you know a spirit owner, tell them about it. We'll try to figure out where to put the information and get it out so you can register. But you can go to Frog Follies, and I think it's frogfollies.com or something like that. Go to their website and you can already pre-register for next year. And if you're going to be there, better get your hotel rooms, because cars take over the town. It was awesome. It was an awesome time. So this is just kind of an after hours video on the DIY day 32. I'll get a little time in here and get some stuff done. I gotta go down to the other shop too, and I gotta do some work down there, but that will be it for tonight.